Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Mairimashita, Iruma-kun, or welcome to your demon school, Iruma. Yes, as you might notice, I spent a couple of weeks without honestly reacting to anything or not posting anything. And as I said during my last week video of Invincible, is because I honestly needed a rest. And I tried to even record this one last week, but it was honestly impossible. I still feel a little bit tired, so yes, I am pacing myself, and I will be hopefully going on time, just as my plan was. Because yes, I feel a lot more relaxed now. It's honestly quite it feels quite good, and I don't think I will have another heavy load of work, hopefully. If not, well, you will know. You will be the first to know. But anyway, yes. Uh, we got in the moment in the last episode in which Amelie was transformed into this cute Amelie, which is obviously the opposite of what she is. It's not that she's ugly or she's something else or she's not cute in her own way, but this is not Amelie. Amelie is always this I wasn't say person, but it's actually a demon, a very strong demon, a very strong-willed demon. I think it's the best way to describe Amelie, and it's not like what we saw in the last few seconds of the last episode. So it's a very noticeable change, and that is something I like where this arc was going. But before I start blabbling way too much and telling you spoilers about it, in case you haven't watched the anime or you haven't watched you haven't read the manga, let me just cut the presentation short and just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn notifications. Please leave me a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary once you see it. And if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. Remember that in the description we have a link to my Twitter if you want to follow me there, a link for the reaction because YouTube doesn't like reactions, and of course a link to my Patreon in case you want to check it out and check this episode and many more without any cuts, full length episodes. Anyway, enough about all of this. Let's cut the presentation short and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the third episode of the second season of Mairimashita. Um, that was a lot of fun. It was an amazing episode because it was a lot of fun, especially because we get to hear the voice of a character that I wanted to meet from a long time. From the moment I read about him and reading the manga, I wanted to meet him, and we are finally able to hear his voice. Well, to see him technically, yes, but most importantly to hear his voice. And it's just amazing, man. Honestly, I have high expectations of this episode. Well, not this episode specifically, but the episode in which we were going to get Ronove, or we were going to see Ronove. That those expectations were pretty high, and honestly, this episode exceeded said expectations. It was great. The song was just the deal breaker. Oh my god, this is freaking awesome. This is freaking hilarious. Because that, in the end, is what is important. Because Mairimashita Iruma-kun, it's a very neat manga, very neat anime. More comedy inclined than anything else. It has its serious moments, yes it does. But mostly I think the most important part is the comedy, and they are pretty good at that. And not only that, again, this my pretentiousness is coming around. What I think is the strongest point for the manga are the expressions, but not just any expressions. When a demon reaches a point in which they enjoy the most, this kind of happy but depraved expression that that the characters have. I am thinking of presenting you examples, but I think most of the examples I genuinely love, because yes, it has been perfected with time. are from episodes that are not here, that I don't know if this second season is going to give us. So I'm not going to do that, and hopefully we are going to see those expressions in the anime. But yes, that is, I think, the strongest suit for the manga, the facial expressions of the demons when they are in a kind of ecstasies. It sounds weird, I know, it sounds very sexual, but it's nothing like that. It's hard to explain without showing, because yes, it's when a demon reaches a point in which, oh yes, I am malevolent, but I am enjoying myself. It's that kind of expression that is incredible in the manga, and hopefully they are going to be able to translate it correctly into the anime. But yes, that is I think the important part of this series, the comedy and the facial expressions. I think those are the main things for the series. If you nail them both, I think you are golden. If you nail one, well, hopefully it's going to be so well nailed that it still holds strong. But yes, this episode in particular gave us this Dante Amelie, as they call it in the anime. This cute, delicate person that is nothing like Amelie. It's nothing like that hard-ass, badass woman, very strong-willed woman that we all met before, that we have met in the first season. If you already watch it, or if you read the manga, you know what I mean. It is incredible, and it's great to see Amelie in a different light, but I don't like this Amelie that much. It works for a comedy, of course it works for a comedy, and that is why I'm willing to accept that, and I was willing to accept that while reading the manga. But yes, the one I prefer, the one that I like the most as a character is the strong Amelie, this powerful woman that can kick ass, but it still has her romantic side, especially with this incredibly long manga series. I think it's Love Memories. I don't remember exactly the name of the fictional manga that we got in the series. But yes, that is something that I like. I like the contrast of these two portions of Amelie. But this one, the one that we are seeing in this episode, is the extreme one. Is just the cutesy side that is not balancing anything else, and that is why it's so dangerous, and that is why it's not as appealing, because this wasn't willing, this was forced up onto her by somebody else. And obviously, I guess you have your theories. I am not going to say anything about who is the one guilty of this, but I think you can start to suspect who is. I think you can start to see the reality that is going on. But yes, it's a great episode. It's a lot of fun. And again, speaking about characters, because yeah, I cannot tell you little bits here and there, because again, I will be speaking way too much. I like the behavior of Ass in this episode, the behavior of Ass and Clara, and I connect them very much because it's kind of the same reasoning behind them. That they are very different, but they have a common, I don't want to say goal, they have a common connection, let's say, which in this case is Iruma. But I love how Asmodeus is very cold, that he doesn't speak about anything, he doesn't care about anything, just that coldness. But in the moment that Iruma is mentioned, it's just a complete change in Asmodeus. He becomes As. Oh yes, Iruma-kun. Oh yes, Iruma-sama. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, it's great to hear from you. And it's so cute, and it's so funny to see that contrast. But that is willing. Again, that is the difference between the change of Amelie and why it's funny, but you hope that it doesn't last. In the contrast of the characteristic of Asmodeus, that yeah, he's a hard ass too, but in the moment Iruma is mentioned, he changed completely. But this is a willing one, and he can kind of balance both both sides of this coin, of both sides of his personality. And again, the difference that one is willing in the case of Asmodeus, and the other one was forced in the case of Amelie. That is why it's so kind of unnerving the longer it goes. Fortunately, it's just, I think, one episode so far, because yeah, I think the last few seconds of the last episode doesn't count. So yes, that is the difference. And now we got Clara, which again is the connection here, that she is a ball of energy. She does everything and she destroys everything. And when she started, yeah, it's just like a small kid, even if they have kind of similar age, except obviously for the leader of the Batra. But yes, it's kind of the same age she is, but Clara is, I don't know, a little bit more childish, I think. But in the moment, again, she's tired, she's supposed to be, oh, I cannot move, or I am sleeping. But in the moment her phone sounds, is the phone rings, and it's Iruma. Oh yes, Iruma. She comes back, and obviously there is a reason for Iruma to call them. Yeah, again, I love the contrast. Not so much Clara. Clara is just a continuous ball of energy, only with little moments of rest, because yeah, even Clara needs a rest. But again, it's funny to see, especially to see the interactions, because I don't think you can find people so different as well as Mondeus and Clara. They shouldn't be with each other. They shouldn't be, I don't want to say together, they shouldn't be friends. And hell, I think they are not friends. I think their common connection is Iruma, and that's it. They are not like close, tight friends in this situation. But they are forced to talk to each other, and we can see that especially in the little flashback when Asmodeus is carrying Clara while he's flying. It looks so cute, it looks adorable, and it's so funny. And obviously Asmodeus is forced to eat with somebody else, to listen to somebody else, and Clara is a ball of energy that is going to talk with several people, so yeah, that doesn't count for Clara. What Iruma did for Clara is that that moment that she doesn't need to give everything to somebody just because they are her friends, because obviously they never were. I love that morale boost that Iruma gave Clara, because okay, I want to be your friend, and this is obviously something that is coming from the first season. I just want to be your friend. I don't care if you don't give me a juice or a toy or whatever, or food or snacks. I just want to be your friend. If you can give me, sure, but you don't have to give me anything just for me to be your friend. I want to be your friend, and I love that fact, and I love how Clara took revenge on those kind of bullies that she had. And yeah, now is with Iruma and with Asmodeus. That friendship, that weird friendship, is honestly adorable once you start to think about it. But yes, now we got to see the last moment of this episode with Amelie returning to normal. And obviously we got the extra scene, which is obviously Asmodeus just talking the ear of the other demon, because I don't remember his name, because he's talking about Iruma. Yeah, the Iruma dam was just broken, and Asmodeus is just going crazy with this one. Oh boy. But anyway, yes, I think I exhausted the topic of this one, because if I said more, I'm going to spoil so many things. But anyway, yes, I think I exhausted the topic of this one. I hope you enjoy it, and let me quickly remind you that subscribe if you want, leave a comment, leave a like if you enjoy the video, obviously. Remember that in the description we have a link for my Twitter, a link for the reaction, and a link for my Patreon in case you want to see the full uncut reaction of this episode and many more. But anyway, yes, enough about all of this. I hope you enjoy it, and well, I have nothing less to say, but thank you for your attention, and well, see you on the next one. Bye.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like, so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. and check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks and see you on the next one.